Good evening. It's 9 p.m. here in Seoul. Thank you for joining us on Arirang.News. We start with the Yoon administration's budget proposal for next year. South Korea plans for a smallest ever on-year rise in the budget in almost 2 decades. As it continues to tighten its belt, it focuses on improving fiscal soundness, but also plans to strengthen the country's welfare system. Our business correspondent Shin Ha-young starts us off.
The government's budget proposal for 2024 was revealed following a cabinet meeting on Tuesday. For this year's budget, the Yoon administration focused on building a solid foundation for fiscal soundness. While continuing with this theme for next year's budget as well, it has also focused on improving the country's financial structure.
우리 정부는 경제 체질을 시장 중심 민간 주도로 바꿔 민간이 더 활발하게 투자하고 지출하고 일자리를 만들어내는데 역점을 둘 것입니다. 이를 위해 민간 투자를 저해하는 킬러 규제를 과감하게 철폐하고 민간의 자금이 흘러갈 수 있도록 금융 시스템을 정비할 것입니다.
In order to do so, South Korea will continue to tighten its belt. The government proposed a budget for next year of 656.9 trillion Korean won, or around $495 billion at the current rate. It's an increase of 2.8% from this year's budget, the smallest on-year increase since top-down budgeting was first introduced in 2005. Also, the government has gone through major spending reforms in order to secure an extra $17 billion of funds for use in the budget. The centerpiece of the bill is some $14.6 billion allocated to bolster the welfare system for the socially vulnerable. This includes increasing the maximum basic living allowance for low-income families to approximately $1,400 per month. That's $160 more compared to this year and more than the total increase implemented by the previous administration. As a response to the aging society issue, the government has increased the number of jobs for seniors to 1 million, which is approximately 10% of the elderly population and marks a record high increase of 147,000. It has also increased senior employment allowances by 7%. Those allowances have been frozen since 2018. Tackling the country's low birth rate, parents with newborns will be eligible for up to 1 million won, or around $750 per month, in parental allowance beginning next year. Also, to achieve a balance between work and childcare, the period of paid childcare leave will be extended for the first time since 1995 from 12 months to 18 months. Next year's budget has also been designed to manage the increase in government debt by reducing expenditure growth.
Despite a decline in tax revenue, we mitigated the deterioration of the fiscal balance for the upcoming year by curbing the growth rate of total expenditure. We have also managed to control the increase in national debt, keeping it at its lowest level since 2019 at 61.8 trillion won, as part of efforts to establish a solid foundation for fiscal soundness.
With next year's budget, South Korea's budget deficit to GDP ratio is forecast to be at 1.9%, worsening by 1.3 percentage points from this year. The total national debt to GDP ratio is expected to be 51% next year, up 0.6 percentage points from this year. The government will submit the final bill to the National Assembly on September 1st, and the legal deadline for the National Assembly to pass the budget is December 2nd. Shin Ha-young, Arirang News.